Hey everyone, it is a bonus episode on Holistic Hearts. I wanted to share with you something that I shared inside of my Facebook group called Mind, Body, Spirit, Holistic Faith for Moms, because I really feel like it's so important to where we are at today. And yeah, so I thought I would just rip that audio and share it with you, my Holistic Hearts listeners. And I hope that this really encourages you as we are in this current season of chaos and, all the things on the news. You'll hear me talk about it. So I hope this encourages you today in a quick little 5-minute devotional from my dear friend, Eugene Luning. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Hey, I wanted to pop on today because I really wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted to check in. I wanted to see how you're doing, Mama. I know it is a busy week coming into school season, whether you just started or you've got a couple weeks. Everybody is feeling, at least I think everybody's feeling the uptick in to-do lists, checklists, forms filling out, school supply shopping, all those things. So I just want to say I see you and we got this. We got this, right? Number 2, I wanted to just come on and share with you the opportunity of the Boundaries Coaching Group. It is still open for the perfect people to come in. And if you are really struggling with saying no, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling lost in motherhood, if you get that pit in your stomach, like, oh man, I can't add one more thing to my plate. Or if you feel like you hold everybody else's emotions, or if you don't know where you end and where somebody else begins. Well, all of that is boundaries. And I would love for you to come and join our group. Again, it will be led by my mom, Beverly Merriam. She is a licensed professional counselor. However, she'll be in the role of coaching in this online space. And we will be walking through Dr. Cloud and Dr. Henry Townsend's Boundaries book. And this will be an amazing 8 weeks of really just honing in and asking you those deep questions of what is boundaries and what are boundaries for yourself, what are ways that God uses boundaries and how that influences our families. So it's going to be amazing. So it is $600 for the 8 weeks. If that is an issue for you, will you message me? We are open to payment plans and so please let us know if that is an issue. All right. The third thing I wanted to talk about today, and this is a shout out to my friend Eugene Luning. You may have heard me talk about him on our podcast. His wife, Jenny, is the one who really led me to know Holy Spirit in such a sweet, hard time in my motherhood. And anyway, so he wrote a book, and it is called Yesterday, Today, and Forever, A Journey Through 30 Unchangeable Promises from the Mouth of God. And this morning I was reading the very last one, and you guys, Eugene has a phenomenal way of bringing you into a story and really capturing all of the emotions, all the feelings, all of those deep places in our spirit that long for connection for Jesus. And I just wanted to read this to you today because it really hones in on fear. And I don't know about you, but my heart feels the chaos and the fear and the struggle of the world. I mean, you just turn on the news, you open up Facebook or Instagram, any kind of social media, and you see the divide and the struggle that is out there. Even just the fear of this next wave of COVID, watching our kids walk through this whole scenario. And really, we are human and we feel all of that, whether we recognize it as fear or worry. It's there. It is there. And I think that's where the validating and the acknowledging that there is chaos, there is a storm brewing, there are wild things happening in this world. We have more knowledge of evil and hard things happening than ever because of the internet, because of being worldwide information. So that is just part of being human in this world. So this is why I wanted to read today's Promise 30 from Eugene's book. And I hope it speaks to you as it did to me. Okay. The verse that's quoted is Hebrews 13:5. I will never fail you. I will never abandon you. Okay, here he goes. I take delivery every day of the Wall Street Journal, and it's one of my post-dropping the kids at school, pre-diving into the work of the day, personal rituals to make my way through its pages and read from its particular perspective. Typically, before the season in which I'm writing these words, the writings would be an international melange of good and bad news, lots of interesting upsides, and, to counterbalance, plenty of pretty bad downsides. But lately, with the world in the state it's in, with all the fear and uncertainty swirling around, with sides starting to arise about efficacies of treatment and realities of risk, I would describe the outlook of a daily Wall Street Journal perusal as chaos, pandemonium, pure fear, with no ready answers in sight. As we prepare to finish our 30 days together in these meditations upon his promises, may I redirect your attention for a minute or two. I want you to be where I'm talking about, in chaos, pandemonium, fear. But then I want you to understand how you can properly reorient your attentions. Excuse me. I want to show you a physical move you can literally make. I want to focus both our hearts upon the promise you just read. Imagine it is night on the water. You are sitting in a 30-foot boat surrounded by a vast sea. The stars sparkle overhead. The skies are mostly black. Just a few wisps of clouds catch the light of the moon. You are sitting forward on a bench, listening to the lapping of the water against the hull of the boat. Around you sit the other friends with whom you launched the boat earlier, just before the arrival of sunset, twilight, dusk. Your state of mind is probably like the state of mind of the Wall Street Journal's headlines before the pandemic, a mixture of ups and downs. Perhaps that day was good and you are feeling good. Perhaps that day was a little rougher. You are feeling down. Either way, your grown-up sense is telling you that, regardless of today, tomorrow's still coming, that every day holds potential for positive change. You are thinking ahead to what the weekend will hold, or of that friend you'd like to see, or of that. What just happened? Suddenly, a contrary wind has fouled the sails, twirling them till they're nearly tearing off their own accord, and the seas around you are beginning to toss like you're floating in a boiling cauldron. The boom is swinging side to side. You and your friends are ducking, trying to stay below its out-of-control movements. Others are on their hands and knees with buckets and bowls, trying to bail the water over the side before more gets spit in. The sound of the wind is deafening. Water slaps against your face, where just before your mood had been arranged within you, in accordance with the past day, now it's moment to moment responding to these new stimuli. chaos, pandemonium, pure fear, with no ready answers in sight. My friend, if you're tracking with a narrative moment from the Gospels I'm trying to bring to light in your imagination, then you also know the most cogent detail: Jesus asleep in the stern. And so imagine now, you're looking over your shoulder, seeing him back there on the cushion, asleep, rolling and rising with the roll and rise of the storm swell. This is your moment of decision on that night. This is your moment of decision in the midst of a global crisis. Do you believe that, sleeping or not, visible or seemingly invisible, whether in bow or stern, the presence of Jesus is simply enough? Do you believe that his presence with you, storm or not, up or down, then or now, is absolutely all you need to transit this day? Do you believe in Jesus? And believing, whether you're in calm or chaos, wealth or lack, peace or fear, readiness or shock, what will you do next? Will you rush to the stern, shake him awake, accuse him of an uncaring sleepiness, and try to force his hand into the deliverance you think you require? Will you shout in his face, Jesus, don't you care that we're drowning? When in truth, you haven't even started to begin to drown. You're still in the boat, aren't you? And you're looking into the face of Jesus, or seeing the storm, feeling its fear, watching the ways of men and women around you. Can you set your sternward gaze on him and wait? Can you physically turn on the boat bench, throw your legs to the other side, and quietly study the contours of his face in the night? Can you call down deep for the courage in his presence? Waiting for him to awake and effect his plans, can you believe in darkness what you claim to believe by day? Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in Jesus right now? For imagine that suddenly starting, he has shaken himself awake out of his back of the boat sleep, and he rises just seated upon that cushion. Curious, he watches all the chaos, wind, water, waves, and then he's watching all the movements of the others. They're shouting, crying, bailing, wailing, their seeming answers to the chaos, pandemonium, and fear. Now he locks eyes with you. You are, bow to stern, totally engaged in him. And even amidst the sounds of storm, splashing, tearing, banging, screaming, howling, crashing, you can hear what he says to you. I will never fail you. I will never abandon you. And his eyes ask, do you believe me? Now, if that is not appropriate for today, even still, I hope that you can look him in the eyes today, and you can see his peace, and you can believe that he's got it, even in the midst of all of this that's going on. Take a deep breath, friend. He's got you. He won't fail you. He will not abandon you. He is with you, even if you don't feel him, even if you don't see him. He is there. I pray that each of you can lock eyes with Jesus today and know that he's there. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope that really encouraged you. And I really just wanted to take a moment to invite you into that group on Facebook. It's called Mind, Body, Spirit, Holistic Faith for Moms. It really is another place for you to dive deeper into these conversations that we have on Holistic Hearts. There's so much that we can unpack every week through each of these conversations. So go to the link below and click on it, join my group. I promise you, you will not be bombarded with silly things, but it's just a place of encouragement, of talking about holistic healing and wellness and faith. And there's other moms in the group. There's other women in the group who aren't moms. So I encourage you to go right now, click the link, join the group, and we would love to have you. Who knows, you might have something to share that might encourage another mom. All right. See you there.